Hello and welcome to the 4th edition of the Gadget Show Web TV, and the subject of this week is the Nokia N95. I must admit, I'm quite a fan of phones that claim to make the rest of your gadget collection redundant. I've been running an N80 for most of the last year, and I've become increasingly dependent on it. Things like using the Wi-Fi facility to do internet browsing in a foreign hotel when the data charges would be horrendous otherwise. So I was particularly keen to try out its logical successor, which almost claims to do everything the N80 does better with a few extra things besides. Now, having said that though, my first few hours' experience with it was something of a disappointment. GPS, which is one of its new features, well, I couldn't manage to lock onto a satellite in spite of wandering around the centre of town for about half an hour, so that was a bad thing. The camera, 5 megapixels, yes, but no flash and well, no, only an LED one, and a 3-second shutter delay. Then the other one, HSDPA, fantastic. Download speeds several times faster than normal 3G. Apart from the fact that my network operator, Orange, doesn't appear to have, quotes, rolled it out yet, so I couldn't try that. And then, trying to use all these things, the battery life seemed to be measured in an hour or two rather than days, and then the thing crashed, suggesting that the firmware still has a lot of developing to do. Having said all that, over the next couple of days, I really got to like it. Why this change of mind? Well, I started to realise all the things it was really good at. Video quality, for example, is fantastic. It's almost as good as camcorders were a few years ago. That's great. The music player is brilliant. It's got a 3.5mm socket, so you can stick any old headphones you want in, and it's clever enough to be able to leave the phone microphone on for calls while you've got the headphones attached. And the maps thing, although it had frustrated me initially, it seemed to get a bit better at finding the satellites over the next few days, and I even got to the stage where I could drive around with it in the car, and it actually knew where I was and followed where I was, which is what you'd expect a GPS to do. On top of that, it's got all the normal sort of Symbian 60 operating system advantages. I mean, you can edit Word documents, for example, if you want, and you get that extra software. You can put all these extra applications on. Also, it's slimmer, lighter, and distinctly more attractive than the N80. And I found actually the battery life did improve too once I'd stopped being tempted by using all the extra bits and pieces. But this is a phone that I really would wait a couple of months before you get it, until Nokia have sorted out all those dreadful firmware problems. Otherwise, you sometimes have to find you have to go back to the service centre to get it reflashed. You can't do it over the internet. And unless you're the sort of person who likes endlessly discussing the problems you're having with your phone, I think you could be well advised to wait.